Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about when consent is to be free consent and the second point, that is undue influence. A contract is said to be induced by undue influence where the relations subsisting between the parties are such that one of the parties is in a position to dominate the will of the other and uses that position to obtain an unfair advantage over the other. Section 16 of the Indian Contract Act says that the domination over the will of another is inferred in the some circumstances, that is where a party hold a real or apparent authority over the other. For example, a father in relation to his son or daughter. Second one is where a party stands in a fiduciary relations to the other. For example, a solicitor in relation to his client. Third one is where a person makes a contract with a person whose mental capacity is temporarily or permanently affected by reason of age, illness, or mental or bodily distress. For example, a doctor entering into contract with his patient. Students, I am giving a simple example for better understanding of the undue influence concept. A having advanced money to his son B during his minority. Listen carefully, friends. A having advanced money to his son B during his minority, upon B's coming of age of teens, by misuse of parental influence, a bond from B for a greater amount than the sum due in respect of the advance, A employs undue influence. Second example, a man enfeebled by disease or age is induced by B influence over him as his medical attendant to agree to pay B an unreasonable sum for his professional services. B employs undue influence. Friends, the third example is A being a debt to B. The money lender of his village contracts a fresh loan on terms which appear to be unconscionable. It lies on B to prove that the contract was not induced by undue influence. Friends, we are going to discuss about the effect of undue influence. Section 19A of the Indian Contract Act 1872 provides that when consent to an agreement is caused by undue influence, the agreement is a contract voidable at the option of the party whose consent was so caused. Any such contract may be set aside either absolutely or, if the party who was entitled to void it has received any benefit thereunder upon such terms and conditions as the court may seem just. So friends, I will give a simple example. A's son has forged B's name on the promissory note. B, under threat of prosecuting A's son, obtains a bond from A for the amount of forged note. If B sues on this bond, the court may set a bond aside. Friends, we are going to discuss about when undue influence suspected. Undue influence is suspected under the following are some conditions, that is, First one is inadequacy of consideration. Second one is inequality between the parties as regards age, social status, etc. Third one is Pardhanshin woman. The fourth one is fiduciary relationship between the parties. And fifth one is unconscionable bargains. So friends, what is the meaning of Pardhanshin woman? A Pardhanshin woman is one who lives in complete seclusion from the outside world except her own family. Mere observing Parda would not be sufficient to make a woman a Pardhanshin woman. Thus, a woman who collects rent of her property goes to the court to give evidence would not be called a Pardhanshin woman, even though she keeps her face covered all the time. The important condition is that she should not come in contact with the outside world. So friends, we will going to discuss about the difference between undue influence and coercion. In both the coercion and undue influence, the consent of one of the parties to the contract is not freely and voluntarily given, and that is voidable at the option of one of the parties whose consent has been so obtained. So friends, there are some points, that is, first one is coercion involves the use of physical pressure, but under undue influence is due to mental pressure. Second one is in coercion, any person may be the subject of act forbidden by the Indian Penal Code or property of any person may be subject of coercion, but undue influence is only made between two parties in the contract. Third point of distinction is in coercion there is an intention to induce a man to enter into a contract, but under undue influence unfair advantage is obtained by the use of superior position. The fourth distinction is coercion includes and means criminal act, but in undue influence there is no criminal act. Fifth point of distinction is coercion can be exercised by anybody, but under undue influence only a party to a contract can exercise it and not by a stranger one. So friends, this is the second point, that is undue influence under the section 16 of the Contract Act 1872. Thank you.